What's going on? What's going on? Good to be back after my little 1 week break. Ah man. So introducing the homie on the full moon, perfect day, bro. And I forgot too. I got a cool little AOK, and it works perfect for this week. I didn't have it last week. So Station, my brother.
Station.
How you doing, Robbie? Sorry for the shitty intro. I'm all over the place as of late.
Oh, no, man, that's a fine intro. I mean, it's fine. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
It's one of the weaker ones.
It's like, hey, it's Robbie. It's Robbie, guys.
It's Robbie.
You know he's going to be here.
Robbie,
here he is.
The greatest co-host in all the lands.
Oh. Thank you, Dylan.
But how you been, my brother? Good to see you.
I've been good, man. Good to see you, man. I hate that we missed last week, but at the same time, it's fortuitous because tonight's the full moon. So it's very appropriate, and I'm excited to sit here and talk about these two werewolf films, one of which I had never seen, and one of which I hadn't seen in a very, very long time.
Oh, yeah.
And like my boy Manny from Tomorrow said, he's found a Thor movie worse than The Dark World by watching Bad Moon. So.
Oh, man. Dude, I knew there's only like one guy on YouTube that loves this movie as much as me, man.
I watched that review. I'm sure I found that one review.
Sinister Cinema?
Maybe. They were like, dude, I love this movie. This movie's so awesome. It's fine, though.
It's one guy. But you know what? I'm a dog lover.
It's got some bits. It's got some good
I'm
bits.
like a dog lover. So that's real. Like, I know it's not like the greatest movie. It's just like, I love, like, it's just something with the dog, bro. It like gets to me. It like pulls my heartstrings. That's really like what it is. I can't like deny it. I'm not gonna say it's the greatest. And I gotta like give it props because it has a dog in it, like as the main character, really. But so tonight we're here to review Silver Bullet and Bad Moon. Two in my opinion, two great werewolf movies. I mean, Scream Factory gave it a Blu-ray, so. It's gotta be something.
What does that mean? Come on, let's be honest. What does that actually mean? It just means that it's a horror film without a strong release.
Well, if Vinegar Syndrome did it, then it might be. It's like a little bit lower on the bar, in my opinion. But
you're right.
I think everyone has their opinion. But so horror news, man. I'm trying to think what came out. I didn't really write it because I know there's been a bunch of stuff. I know we got Jordan Peele has a new movie coming out. And now I can't remember what the fuck the name. It was just something random too.
Nope.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's called Nope.
Nope. Okay, I knew it was something weird.
Nope.
I mean, I'm interested to see what it's about. No doubt. But
Dude, I'm pumped. I love both of his films. I know that you don't like Us as much as I do, but like
I don't
I love
it. Yeah.
I love both of those films, so I'm excited for anything this cat puts out at this point.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, I know he didn't direct Candyman, but I know he had like a heavy hand in it, producing and everything. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I know all M. Night Shyamalan's Old came out in theaters this week.
Hearing some mixed
I hear it's getting I hear it's getting mixed reviews. I still want to check it, but I hear it. I heard it's PG. I didn't know it was PG-13, so I really wish it would have got I heard if it would have got the R rating, that maybe like if it would have went, it went for broke, it might have been a little bit better, or at least had some better scary, scenes.
Out of all of his films, how many of them are rated R? I assume Split has to be, right? Split has to be, right? I'm thinking that's the one that seems.
Yeah, I believe
most of them seem like they're probably PG-13, but I don't know.
Yeah. I guess that's how he keeps, a big demographic coming in, big crowd.
Well, you widen your audience, he makes them, they're kind of like, well, like as much as I love Sixth Sense, I think Sixth Sense is one of the most milestone horror films of the 90s. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time though, kind of almost in a Poltergeist way, it's a family horror film.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about a movie tonight that tries to be a family horror film, but it can never find its identity between family and horror. And it's one of them.
No, dude, Split was PG-13. I don't think he had any. Yep. I thought so too. And
that's the only one I thought that would be a strong R possibly, but they don't show anything. And there's not probably any heavy cursing. I bet all of his movies are PG-13.
I think as I'm looking, I think they are. Yep.
Even The Crappening.
Nope. That's the only one that's R-rated.
The Happening?
Yeah.
That's like his worst one.
I know.
Apparently,
he's like, I'm never going back.
Keep him PG-13, M. Night.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I don't know what that deserved to get an R rating, but
I guess watching like people jump. I don't know. I mean, it has a little bit of stuff in it, I guess, because there's the moment when, like, you see the lawnmower running up. But I don't remember how much you actually see.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's been a while, for that one. I remember they used to play that all the time on like HBO or Showtime, and
I hated that movie, man, so much.
I know. I tried to give it a shot because I like I loved Mark Wahlberg back in the day, and I still do enjoy watching him. But, that one, not the greatest. I like M. Night. I always liked the Village was weird. All this stuff is so it's unique and it's got the twist. Everyone knows you're gonna go in for the twist. It's almost like a Saw movie. It's like you're there for the uniqueness of his story, because a lot of his stuff is very unique, and then you're there for the twist.
I'll be honest. I think I only like 2 of his films, honestly, because the last time I rewatched Unbreakable, I did not like it near as much as I did the first time.
I know.
So I would say 2.5. I kind of like Unbreakable, but for me, it's Sixth Sense and Split. Like I think those are Splits. Yeah. I think. I love Split.
The Visit is really good too.
See, I've never seen that one. I've never seen The Visit. I've seen Signs. I've never seen Lady in the Water. I've seen The Village. I don't like The Village. I've seen The Happening. I haven't seen the Avatar movie. Was that rated R? No.
I don't know. It's not even showing that on here. But Split is like his best one. Glass was a little bit of a letdown, but
Glass, to be candid, I think Glass sucked, man.
Yeah.
I hated that. I mean, there was so much potential, and they literally just like, okay, so I mean, spoilers, I guess, if you still haven't seen Glass, you don't want to know, but the way that Bruce Willis, this badass character, Unbreakable, some random dude just drowns him in a puddle of fucking water. Like, Are you serious? Like, that's your big epic finale to all this? I thought it was super weak, man.
Yeah, dude. I know. It was so weird.
I think the only reason why we liked Unbreakable so much when it first released was because we didn't see comic shops in a lot of movies.
Yeah, that's true. And then when you watch it, when Split came out and, Glass was coming out, we had so much of that. So we're like, not as cool. It's kind of slow, kind of a little bit of a slow movie too.
Twitch is actually a better movie if you don't even throw the bit with Bruce Willis at the end. Just let it exist as his movie.
Yeah.
Because that character, even though it doesn't work in Glass, but it works so well in that movie, and that's because of James McAvoy. And honestly, Sixth Sense is a lot because of the kid, Haley Joel Osment or whatever, right? Like those performances from those two, like really help anchor those films in a nuanced realism as far as the emotion goes, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, M. Night Shyamalan has his thing, but I think the big problem with him was that his first movie was a huge hit.
Yeah.
And because of the twist in it. And ever since then, it's like, yeah, we'll give you money to do a movie, but we need a twist in it.
Exactly.
And they try to market all of his movies around that, you know? And sometimes it falls flat. Like The Village. Like that was a movie that, like, I don't know. Like that was a weird, because they kept trying to like twist. Here's the twist. And you're like, that literally makes no sense.
Yeah.
To me. Like they're that close to the road.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're that fucking close and nobody knows, whatever.
When it first came out, that ending like always confused me. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, it's just there. Like they just like
right there.
Hopped like just it's there, you know? It's so close.
Yeah.
But what the fuck else was there? There was a lot of hype about this new Shudder exclusive movie called The Sun or Sun, and it has Emil Hirsch. I have not yet. I put it on, and like I was telling you, I've been just like in this mode where like I don't know if like I just need to take like a small break from like horror movies at times. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just like I really just can't like sit down and watch anything of late.
Half a year Dylan's horror show, and now it's starting to get to you.
I don't know about that. I don't know. It's just like I've been just so busy, so that when I'm like ready, I just like I can't even like pay attention. I just fall asleep, or you know what I mean? I don't know.
That's the worst when you're trying to get these movies in and you fall asleep. That's sometimes.
The thing is, really, sometimes it's just like I'm just not in the mood. Like I'm in the mood for something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe just not that movie. You know, like I pick a movie and I'm like, I've seen that movie so many times. Like, but and I know them so well. But it's like I like to watch them, so it's fresh in my mind, you know. Because obviously I might know it, but there's obviously still a scene or two you might forget, you know. Yeah. So
I think it was one of the reasons why I like to schedule PCP movie night so far in advance. Like we know what we're doing pretty much through the end of the year, and it's like gives me the opportunity to let the movie be on the horizon for a while.
Right.
So then like I keep looking more and more. Oh, I can't wait until we do Suspiria for Horror Fest, you know, and like even though I just rewatched it not too long ago, like I'm the anticipation. I mean, like when you look at that Horror Fest list, and I look at the movies you're talking about doing, and it's just like I get excited, and so that's like I'm excited to watch Fast and Furious movies. One away from finished, by the way.
Yeah, so. I still got to see the new one. That's the only one you did see the new one. Okay.
Yeah, we were afraid it was about to get pulled from theaters because it had gone down to like 2 showings a day. And so even though I hadn't seen 7 or 8 yet, I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and watch it because how much am I really going to miss in Fast and Furious movie? Bruh, I get to Fast and Furious 9. I'm like, Vin Diesel's got a kid. Letty's got her memories back. Why is Kurt Russell there? Like I was like, damn, I missed some shit.
Yeah. Yes,
but I'm caught up on that stuff now. So
that's good. You didn't like the new one though, right?
It's all
okay.
It's okay. Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah.
There's some fun moments. I think it doesn't have any of the best action sequences in the entire thing, and at this point it's just dumb, you know. But it's still there's a little bit of fun in there, at least for me. And so
that's all they are at this point. It's just really about having fun and seeing cool like what they're gonna do with the cars and stuff now.
Yeah, all the action sequences in this one really kind of are really they're not as exciting. See, most Fast movies like from 4 to 7 in particular.
Yeah.
Each movie, I think 4 and 5 and 7 are good. 6 is okay, but like they all have an amazing fucking car chase at some point.
Fast 5 is so good.
Fast 5 is my favorite, so out of the whole franchise. But yeah,
the Rock. That's why I think everyone saw what was coming with John Cena coming in. You know, because The Rock and Vin have problems. That's why they ended up doing the Hobbs and Shaw. Is that one? Did you add Hobbs and Shaw into the list?
That's one of the ones I still have to watch.
Okay. That's
So
how
I got Fate of the Furious, and then I'm gonna watch that one.
Yeah.
Too. So I guess I have
Hobbs
two.
and Shaw was I was like kind of pissed. I was like, this is so stupid. I went to see it at the drive-in. I was like, this is awesome. I really had fun with it, honestly. So
yeah.
I don't want to like boost your confidence up on it, but if you're like having real like go into it low expectations. That's how I feel.
Well, Mike told me that if I thought Fast 9 was decent, that I would think Hobbs and Shaw was a masterpiece.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah. Hobbs and Shaw was actually really good. I mean, The Rock is great, and if you've seen, what I think it's 7 now or something, 7 or 8. I think it's 8 because The Rock, or there's one where Jason teams up with them, so you can get a banter. You kind of see that banter a little bit with The Rock and Jason, and then it's just full force in that one.
Gotcha.
But yeah, when John Cena got put in, I was like, they're just trying to recreate what they had with The Rock, And I mean, The Rock is a lot better of an actor than John Cena. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there is no way John Cena is Vin Diesel's fucking brother. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and there's even a moment where like a character there's a character that looks at John Cena and goes, "That's a very distinguishable chin. You must be Dom Toretto's brother." And I'm like, you gotta be fucking bullshitting me. You looked at John Cena and it was like, oh, you must be Vin Diesel's brother. You're fucking
chin. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Oh my god. But yeah, that movie The Sun, that looks like a good one. Definitely check out. Spiral, Book of Saw came out on Blu-ray 4K this past Tuesday or Wednesday. I think new movies come out on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, might be Wednesday. Is it Tuesday? I forget because I don't really go by, like, I just pre-order them so they come when they come. But for some reason, you can't get Spiral. Like, I was trying to see if I could order it, and I couldn't order it on Amazon. Like, I could buy it on digital, but it was weird. So that came out. What else? I know there's more, and I'm forgetting.
Well, there's a James Wan movie trailer.
Yes.
Malignant.
Yes, dude. And he's directing that. That's not just something he's producing. I am so hyped for that. I did not watch the trailer yet. I seen bits and pieces. I haven't seen the entire trailer. I've seen like clips though from like a YouTube channel that does like just news. Do you know
what it's about?
Not really, to be honest.
Have you ever seen Drop Dead Fred?
No, but I want to because that's Severin's putting the Blu-ray out for that.
Okay, it's almost like a horror version. It's almost like a horror version of that. It's almost like, okay, so this woman, when she was a little girl, had an imaginary friend. And now when she's older, she is starting to get these visions of people being murdered, and it's happening in real time. And they're alluding to the idea that the murders are caused by her imaginary friend, who may or may not be a ghost and or demon.
Yeah.
So that seems to be the idea. It looks like, it just looks like The Conjuring. With a little bit different. Like like the way it's shot. Like it looks like there could be some. I mean, James Wan is excellent at the technical skill of directing a horror film.
Yeah.
So it could be cool, but it didn't super excite me. What super excited me was the full trailer for Neil Blomkamp's Demonic. Did you watch that?
No. I don't think I even heard about that.
I think, well, I mentioned it one time here on this show and on my wrap up when they released a teaser, but you couldn't really get an idea what it was about. Neil Blomkamp's the guy that did, Elysium and.
Oh, yeah.
And District 9, right? Yeah, District 9.
Right.
And so this, I honestly think demonic possession movies are a very tired trope. It's one of the reasons why I did not enjoy the new Conjuring film, right?
Yeah.
And this seems to be kind of like an interesting spin on it because like this woman goes to see her mother, who she has an estranged relationship with. And her mom's like in this like mental facility, like this mental health facility. Yeah. And she's like in a coma or something, but they got her hooked up to these wires and she's living in this simulated world. So think of The Cell, or The Matrix, like kind of like that kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. So they send the daughter into the simulation to talk to her mom to find out why she killed all these people ages ago. Right. And so it seems like a lot of the movies in the simulation, and it looks really interesting the way that it's done because it looks kind of like a Waking Life kind of technique or something. and then like a rotoscope almost, but it's very interesting looking. And apparently it's almost like her mom's possessed by a demon, which caused her to do these things. And she winds up pulling the demon out into the real world through the digital shit. There's like this episode of Buffy early on where like Willow has to like scan these books into the computer, and it releases a demon onto the internet. So it's nothing quite like that. It's still a bit unclear, but it looks really interesting, and it could be a really interesting take on a tired subgenre of horror, demonic possession. So
I'm watching the trailer, and it seems, like a very kind of unique and different idea. And that guy, I mean, Neil Blomkamp, I don't even want to say it because I'm going to just screw it up, but he does. I mean, he hasn't done a lot of movies, but what he does is usually pretty good. Elysium was the biggest letdown in my book, but I love District 9. He does. He
wanted to make that Alien film. He was going to make an Alien film, and they dicked him around on it, and it never got made.
I wish they let him, man. I think he'd do great, honestly. But I'm sure that had something to do with Ridley Scott or something,
Yeah.
But also, I know I'd mentioned this before, but they're talking that the guy, David Gordon Green, the director of the recent Halloween films, is since I think Halloween Kills and Ends is basically like, I think they're probably editing Ends. I don't know. They might have to do some filming, but they're almost done with that. And they're talking about that Halloween Ends is going to be more contained compared to Halloween Kills, because they've been saying that there's going to be so many kills in Halloween Kills. It's going to be crazy, I guess. But the third one's going to be a little bit more contained. I don't know. That some people are saying it might be the same night or like a year later. But I think it's going to end at the Myers house, because they even say that Michael is like leaving a trail of bodies leading to the Myers house. So I feel like there's going to be some big standoff or mob shit at the house. Who knows? I don't know. I really am so hyped to see this movie, though. Myers is my favorite, but he's saying he's supposed to go on next, and do The Exorcist, and he said that it's going to be like a direct sequel to the original, but he was saying that he doesn't want people to think that like he's crapping on the other Exorcist films, because he does like all of them. Yeah. But I guess because the second one isn't really beloved. It's kind of hated. There are people that love it. I actually had the
third one's dope, though.
Third one is awesome, so awesome.
So are you telling me that this dude is going to take a beloved horror movie, ignore all the sequels, and do a direct sequel decades later? What an original idea.
I know. It's like I never heard of it before. No one's doing it now.
No one's doing it. Everybody should jump on this train.
Oh my God.
They don't even know. It's the next wave.
It really is. But he's basically kind of hinting at I feel like you see the season of the Witch Mask and Halloween Kills and stuff. Yeah. So he was saying though like that it's a sequel to the original, but it still might have like kind of like strings pulled from like maybe some of the other ones, because he was saying that he's like a fan of those. But he's also supposed to be working on a Hellraiser HBO series. I don't know if it's HBO Max, but I know it's supposed to be an HBO Hellraiser series,
which is a separate project from the Hulu remake of the film.
Yeah.
What?
We're
gonna have two Hellraiser things and two Superman things going on at the same time.
It's a weird time we're living in, where they're just milking everything. The Hulu one I'm nervous for, especially after that Books of Blood.
I heard bad things about it. I didn't even check it out.
Oh man, it's not even worth it. I love Clive Barker, so I checked it out thinking it was going to be okay, but it was rough. It's just they can't get his shit right. It's like that's why I feel like Clive Barker is almost the only one to do it, because like no one I feel like can ever get it right, But let me see, is there anything else? I post stuff on my story and I never take notes. Like,
so you got to keep a journal throughout the week, man.
I know. I gotta do better. Let's see.
You're fine, man. But yeah, we all got to do better.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's not too bad on horror news this week.
No, not at all.
Go pick up your copy of Spiral Book of Saw at your local Walmart, or go to Best Buy and get a freaking awesome steelbook. There's a really cool steelbook they got at Best Buy for it.
Hey, that Sean Cunningham movie came out from Scream Factory too this week.
Did it? Which one?
What is it? A Stranger is Watching or something like that?
Oh, okay, yeah, nice. What was it? What did I get?
Next week is Dead Zone.
Oh, I got my Dead Zone. Oh,
yeah. You ordered it from Shout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I got my poster too.
Nice. I don't feel the need to get the posters, but I probably should, because you can sell those posters and buy the next Shout release that you want.
I wasn't gonna for the Dead Zone, honestly, but I just because I think I just added it on because on Amazon it was like 32 and it was like 26 on Scream, and I think I needed it to get free shipping, so I was like, screw it, you know. Gotcha. But I've been really excited. I need to watch it for real. I've been really excited to check it out. Also, I'm debating if I should pre-order the Halloween 4Ks on Amazon. I already did it on Amazon because they're like 27, but you don't get the poster, obviously. I don't know if I like, because I like the new art, but I kind of want the poster, but it's like 10 extra bucks for each one for the poster. So it's like, if it was like maybe 30 or something where I'm paying like $2-3 more, I think I would do it. But Scream Factory, I can pay $20, like, $30 every 2 weeks. Or I'm going to, because, when you pre-order from Scream, you're either paying on the spot or you can do like PayPal pay in 4 payments. Yeah. Or Amazon, I'll pay when they release. But that's
why I do the Amazon thing usually, because they always wind up matching the price, the lowest price. And then they will, they don't charge you until it ships, right? Which seems like a benefit until like this last week, I was trying to hold on, save money. I'm in a point in my life where I just got to start holding on to some things.
Me too, dude.
And I was like, why did Amazon just pull fucking money out of my account? I was like, God damn it. That fucking Sean Cunningham movie that I've never even seen.
There's another one called Alone in the Dark. I know I'd mentioned it, but this is one I mentioned it and I had no idea what it was, honestly. And this is one that they talked about in Search of Darkness too. It has Donald Pleasance, it has Martin Landau, and another big name guy. And I pre-ordered that on Spot. I'm like, holy shit, that's that movie. I forgot the name of it.
Is that the movie where they're like mental patients that escape?
Yes.
Oh, yes, dude, I haven't seen it. That looks amazing.
Dude, it looks so good. So good, man. That's why I was like, I gotta get it.
That's what that one is?
Yeah. That's why I didn't know either, because I saw like the fake Jason mask or whatever, and I was like, what is this? Just some Jason ripoff. And then like I'm flipping through it and I see the back and you see Donald Pleasance, and because I remember the picture, he's in like the like cook outfit with the little white hat on and the white cook uniform. And I was like, no, that's that movie with Martin Landau and everybody. So I
who is the third
pre-ordered that. Hey, Robbie P. But yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. I think I'm gonna just stick with the freaking Halloween movies on Amazon though. I do want I kind of want to get like the Halloween 3 poster, but I mean the thing is I could do the.
Hold on, the other guy's Jack Palance, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Great, dude. That's a great freaking cast.
Yeah, it gets so confusing though, because there's a 2008 Alone in the Dark movie, and then there's a video game.
Oh, really?
Called Alone in the Dark. I guess that's an obvious title.
This isn't horror news, but I'm a huge Sopranos fan. Did you see the freaking prequel movie that they got coming out?
Yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't watch the trailer. They put a trailer out, didn't they?
Yeah, I really kind of skimmed through it. But because I was kind of mad because I'm like, nobody can play Tony. But I found out that James Gandolfini's son, his real life son, is playing young Tony. So I'm interested to see it. I
loved The Sopranos. So
I love it. So I've been actually rewatching it as of recently here and
Oh man,
there.
I've been thinking about doing that, but I want to jump into Westworld. I haven't watched Westworld
Oh
yet.
yeah, the I fell off it. I loved like the first couple seasons. I gotta
I
get
hear the
back
first two
into
are
it.
really good, and
That's what I.
we did the Westworld movie from the '70s this like a few weeks ago.
Did you
And
like that?
I mean, for what it
That's
is,
Crichton. That's
Michael
Crichton, isn't
Crichton.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you know me, I'm a Crichton fan, so
Oh yeah.
it
Oh
gave me an
yeah.
excuse to buy it on Blu-ray super cheap because there's like bare bones,
Oh really?
But it's got like the pilot to the TV series that they did.
Oh yeah.
And then they did a sequel, like Future World or something. I never watched that one. Anyway,
Season 3 is where I started to fall off. I think they're on season 4 is when the guy from Breaking Bad comes in.
Oh, have they already done it for?
I think so.
Whatever season they're filming right now, it keeps getting delayed.
Oh, really?
Like it got delayed again.
5. I could be wrong. I could have it mixed up. I could have fallen off like right at 3, and maybe 4 is the one that's getting delayed. I like lose track.
But a revisit on Sopranos always sounds like a good idea.
And my God.
It would take me back to the early 2000s when I was watching that shit on DVD, through Netflix, through the mail.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I remember doing that too. And then one Christmas, I finally got every box set. And my mom still to this day tries to act like, you got my Sopranos. I'm like, are you crazy? That was my Christmas present. Like, you give me a gift and you think they're yours? Like, she's like, you are goofy, mother. You are goofy. You don't give somebody a gift and then claim it because you want it too. That's what she's like, oh, I'll get it because I like it too. It's like, well, you could watch them, but they're mine. But I love that show, man. Not the greatest ending. I wish it ended a little bit different, but I still love it. Last season is definitely the weakest. Freaking Tony going stir crazy in a hotel.
I like it though.
I mean, it's not. There's way worse endings to shows, but
looks like Alone in the Dark's on Shudder, I think.
Is it? Oh, I'll have to check that out then.
I don't know. Yeah,
they got a bunch. They got Near Dark on there now.
Yeah, I know.
But check out that movie, The Sun. I gotta watch that because a lot of people were raving about that. Yeah. So that's horror news. I mean, I think it might have been bare bones, but we made it last. We made it last a good amount of time. But I'll do better and take notes, guys. I'll do better. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Silver Bullet first. Stephen King's Silver Bullet, aka Stephen King's Cycle of the Werewolf. Man, one of my all-time favorites. I mean, after he had to do this before. This was before The Lost Boys. But Corey Haim, man, the man was just he was like Hansel from Zoolander, as Magatu would say. He's like that Corey Haim is so hot right now. He was just killing it back in the day, bro. The what was it? The two Corey brothers, Corey Haim and shit, that's gonna kill me. The other Corey from the Burbs and one of the Frog brothers. Damn, what the fuck is his last name? I hate that. But yeah, Robbie just bounced. Another thing I didn't know is Dino De Laurentiis produced. I'm just kidding. Dino De Laurentiis presents Silver Bullet. You don't know that name though, do you? I thought I mentioned Dino's name to you before.
Yeah, I know him.
Did Orca and everything. You've heard of Dino De Laurentiis.
He did Army of Darkness, bro.
He did?
Yeah.
He presented that one? Oh.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. A lot of stuff I go back and I see, I'm like, oh, snap. As he did, the King Kong and freaking another one. What are the Corey brothers? Corey Haim and what's the other last name?
Feldman?
Feldman, yeah, thank you. I was like, why can't I think of his name?
They're not brothers, though.
No, they were just like back in the day. They were just like
the Coreys. The Coreys. I remember all that. I remember that. I was there, bro.
Yeah.
License to Drive was like my favorite.
Yeah.
Like out of all of them, like I love them. That's why I love Billy Ocean.
What's the one where they're like, what is that? Where they're high school kids or whatever, and they're like, the one is like stuck in a dream or something, man. I forget.
Like dream a
little dream. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why man, I love that one too.
Yeah, that one's good.
That,
I remember liking it. I haven't seen it since middle school, probably.
Did you hear what I said? I was like, Corey Haim was like Hansel. He's so hot right now. But he also get Gary Busey in this, man. He's phenomenal. But Silver Bullet, man, straight up, dude, this one is a straight cult classic for me. This is one I used to watch with my jiddu, man. You guys have heard me talk about my grandpa over and over again, how he brought my love to Army of Darkness, the classic Universal monster movies. And this was one. I still have my freaking DVD copy that we watched together as a kid.
Nice.
I don't know if we had it on VHS. That would have been cool to have a VHS of this. But this is an old, look at this freaking old DVD, man.
Insane.
Oh my God. But yeah, I was debating it. I can't get rid of stuff like that, man. I have a problem. But I love this movie so much, man. I know some people don't like the wolf as much because he kind of looks more like a bear. Because at this time there's so many werewolf movies coming out. American Werewolf in London, The Howling, and it was really popular. But you wanted to kind of differentiate how your werewolves looked, And I always dug this one, man. I thought it was always creepy. And then I love that the freaking priest, or the father of the freaking priest, whatever he is, I forget, is the werewolf. And it wears the suit. That's how great of an actor this guy was, that he went for broke, man, and he got in the suit and everything. But
the guy from Twin Peaks.
A man of God is this evil, freaking monster. And that just always got to me as a kid, Because as a kid, you think you see somebody like that and you think he's automatically good, even though we know that is not the case, because those guys can do some fucked up shit. But this one just always creeped me out, bro. And I love Corey Haim. I love this guy. The kid's he's handicapped, but he's riding around this awesome motorcycle, just killing it, man. The silver bullet. I just have so much fun with this one. And I wish Gary Busey was in it a little bit more, because he is just great. I like the, brother and sister dynamic. It's a very, it's obviously a small town movie, as Stephen King movies usually are, which I love that. But it's just really between Corey Haim and his sister, and then Gary Busey, the uncle, because no one else really is going to believe them. They don't even ever tell the parents about what's going on, because they just know nobody will believe it. And Gary Busey doesn't even believe him, but he's the only one who kind of will take Corey a little bit serious, because they kind of baby Corey since he's in a wheelchair and everything. But the intro to this movie, with the guy on the railroad tracks, it just puts me in the zone in this movie. I loved it, man, and I just have so much fun with this movie. It's one of my all-time favorites, without a doubt. Robbie, what did you think about this one, brother? And anyone in the chat who has seen this one, throw your comments and let us know what you thought about it down below.
Yeah, I haven't seen this movie.
It's been a while.
Probably since middle school or high school or something, right? And I wasn't necessarily, I didn't have the best memories of it, but I went into it and I watched it with Jamie, and we loved it. We had a lot of fun with it. It's a pretty solid movie. I love the preacher. He's a great actor. He was in Twin Peaks. He's the guy that runs the garage, the car shop, right? And that moment where he completely starts breaking character and he's like, "You meddling little shit." I love that bit. That's really fun. I cannot stand. Okay, so the opening kill scene, that's dope, where the head gets knocked off by the werewolf. That's cool.
Yeah.
I cannot stand the cheesy ass narration from the sister years later, that framing device. Take that out of there, because it's ridiculous. This movie already is very over the top. It's written by Stephen King. It's actually written by him. The script is adapted from his novella, right? Mm-hmm. Which had, I found out today, Bernie writes an artwork with it, illustrations.
Yeah, so, I wanted to get that, man.
I need to check that out. So I feel like it would definitely be something that was more elaborated on. It's very Stephen King, small town. Everybody's like amped up. Everybody's got their flaw and it's amped up to 11.
Yeah.
So you kind of get almost like a Salem's Lot type vibe with the werewolf, and it turns out I like it. I think it paces itself out decently enough. Corey Haim's actually very charming in the movie. Gary Busey is fantastic in this movie. You got this subtle story in there where he quits drinking, but they don't like do it like an obvious blatant scene to like explain it or have him like, it doesn't come across cheesy like that. And it's just fun. Like he builds like that motorcycle bike for him. You're like, you're going to get this kid killed. Screw the werewolf, So overall, I like the film. It's not perfect. It doesn't live up to a lot of other wolf films, but it's one of the solid ones. It's enjoyable to watch. It's got a good pace. Terry O'Quinn's in it. He plays the sheriff. Just you get the sense of the helplessness of this town, but it's got some cheesy moments. It's incredibly dated in certain parts, and that's not always a bad thing. So overall, I like the film, but I will say this: it is like the doofiest looking werewolf I've seen in a fucking movie. Like I cannot stand it. It does look like just a dude in a bear suit, like a skinny ass bear suit. I hate the werewolf in this one. I'm glad they don't show it too often.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, it's all right. The guy that directed this is his only feature film, I think, but he's done work on TV shows like The Wire and I'm blanking on it now, but a bunch of other things. And so overall, I like the film. I think it's pretty solid. It's a good werewolf film. It holds up enough. And the heart of it is that story of Corey Haim's character. What's his name? What's the character's name? I don't remember. But him and his uncle. That's the heart of the story. The werewolf mystery is intriguing, and Marty. But the sister, it's that framing device really bothers me. It makes it feel like a Hallmark film at times. But overall, I do enjoy the film. I think it's pretty decent.
Yeah. I have a lot of fun with it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I did. Did Jamie enjoy it as well? Was it her first time seeing it?
I think it was the same thing as me. Like she had seen it like a long time ago, but yeah. No, it held up. It held up relatively well. I unlocked a 7-day free trial on Amazon to AMC to watch it, and
really?
It was worth the free trial for sure.
You never picked it up, huh?
I never picked it up. I just had bad memories of it. I remember not because what I remembered about it was hating the look of the werewolf.
Yeah,
I cannot stand the look of the fucking werewolf in this film, man.
Yeah.
Aside from that, though, it's got a good atmosphere to it. When he's out there, like by himself, launching out the fireworks, like there's something about it it's not nostalgia, but it's just there's something about it that feels so 80s and so real, right? Like this town
has a cool atmosphere.
It's got a great atmosphere.
I wonder who was the director of photography, because I do really like the atmosphere on it. Doesn't even say. But yeah, that's why I was showing this, because he does look skinny. You see, he does look like a skinny werewolf.
It's a skinny ass werewolf.
That's probably. When you put that's
the Weasel from Suicide Squad, bro.
Yeah.
You sat me down next to a werewolf.
That's probably like why it looks like that, because they got that real actor. Usually they put like a big guy in the suit, and like that guy actually, the guy who played the priest actually jumped in the suit.
I don't know. That dude's a big dude, okay? Like I just feel like I feel like the suit itself was not well constructed. I think that was probably a budgetary thing.
Oh yeah.
Right?
It
looks like this dude's wearing some fuzzy fucking pajamas and a bear mask. Like it's like I don't know. The transformation is decent enough, better than the other transformation that we'll be talking about, but the look in the werewolf is what hurts it for me, and just the character of the sister, and that cheesy ass like narration that just pops up like in the beginning and the end, and then like it disappears for a while,
Yeah.
But this didn't need to be narrated like that. It made it feel Hallmarky.
Yeah,
but the performances from all the people, and one of my favorite scenes is the priest's dream.
Yeah.
When like he's dreaming and everybody's turning into the werewolf or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a pretty freaking cool scene.
I forget. Do they ever say like how he became a wolf, or he might? I forget if they.
I don't
say
think
if he
so.
was
But then they
born
try
that
to
way.
explain that he killed that one. Like he's only killing to protect people from hell because that one woman was going to kill herself.
Yeah.
So he killed her first. But
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but what about everything else? Like, Marty wasn't going to kill him. So what are you talking about? Like, I don't know.
I guess Marty's gonna give out the secret, so that's why that's okay.
Yeah, but he didn't find the wolf attacked him before he even found out the secret. He didn't
Oh,
find
yeah,
out the
that's
secret until he shot his eye out.
True. Yeah. Funny, this it's a dope ass cover.
It makes the werewolf look really cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the werewolf using tools. That's interesting. And then Lawrence Tierney or whatever's in here. He's the guy from he's the big boss gangster from Reservoir Dogs. He's in here.
Oh,
he's the bartender or whatever.
Yeah.
And I love the scene in the fog when people just start getting got. And
yes,
I mean, I like all
favorites.
that stuff. Yeah. I like the movie. I do. I can nitpick some things, but I really, really think it's like one of the doofiest looking werewolves I've ever seen.
Yeah,
and in Buffy, they just did some really good makeup and then put someone in a fursuit.
Yeah.
But I think that was better and stronger than the Silver Bullet. Now, obviously, a little bit later, but it's so. You don't want to compare these things, but when it comes to practical effects and it comes to werewolf effects, you got to. The height of practical werewolf effects is 1981. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, nobody can surpass what they did in 1981. Isn't that wild? With American Werewolf in London and The Howling, nobody can surpass that. Nobody. It's so weird to me. Even Rick Baker, coming back on the Wolfman remake, which was amazing, still couldn't top his work in 81. It's so wild to me that is apparently in our civilization the peak of werewolf transformation practical effects.
To be fair though, they screwed Rick by taking out a lot. Like he wanted to do like a whole practical transformation, and then he had it all planned out and everything, and then they're like, no, well, we'll do like maybe a little spot and it's all gonna be CG, So they kind of ruined that for him. Because I do like some of the makeup, but you are definitely right that it didn't get better than, freaking American Werewolf in London and The Howling. Like, it's just crazy.
Like, you watch those films and you're like, oh, right, we are on a brand new, shapeshifter thing now. We're going to get some wild, gnarly ass movies. And no, you don't. Like, they're just like, that was too expensive. We can't do that. We're not Rick Baker. What are we? Only Michael Jackson can hire him.
I love Dog Soldiers, Mary Death. I just recently got that one on Blu-ray too.
I haven't seen that one, so.
Really, that's a fun one. But yeah, I think I just love that vibe in this whole movie. It was funny because I always loved how the wolf looked. I never really thought about it. And then when I got this Blu-ray, I was watching, behind the features, and they're kind of going into the problems they had with the werewolf and it looking like a bear and everything. And I was like, and then when I watched it, I'm like, damn, y'all just fucking ruined it for me.
It does look like a skinny bear.
Just like H2O, man. Like I kind of like just didn't even like. I try to like blank it out, on how shitty the mask was, and then they're showing you like the CGI moments and everything, and I'm like, damn, y'all just ruined it for me. But
I just I'm not down for people. I'm not down for people to go back and like special effects up their movie like George Lucas or whatever. But I would really like it if Steve Miner could go in there and digitize just black eye holes and cover the neck. Like, it would be so much better.
Yeah. I think maybe that's why they don't want to give it a 4K, because they're just like, it's
still, to me, like I still think it's one of the best Halloween films outside of the first. I think it's the best outside the first, man. I love H2O, man. But I was high school, 1998. I watched this at the start of my senior year. And so like, I just like, I lived that. I was listening to Creed and trying to like, make out in the secret passageways of the school. My school didn't have secret passageways, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, H2O was the first Halloween movie I saw in theaters, man. Fucking, so it's always got a special place. Plus the ending, man, is just legendary. So legendary. I love it, man.
Best ending in a Halloween film, man.
It really is. Outside of one, yeah. outside of 1 and 2, because 2 is pretty badass when he gets blown up and it's all on fire.
I'm looking forward to revisiting that this year for Horror Fest.
Yeah, I can't wait. I really cannot wait to get these 4Ks, man. They're actually worth it to pick up, even if you don't have a 4K, Robbie, because the new usually they just do the transfer on the 4K, but they're doing a new transfer on the 4K disc and the Blu-ray. So you get
I got my box set
no matter what.
I got my box set. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm a sucker. Like Halloween's the only one I would double. Like like if they did a 4K for Friday the 13th, nah, I got the Scream Factory. But
the other day, me and Mike were at the store, and I was looking at TVs just to look and see what they were like, and bruh, 4K shit. It looks pretty sharp, man.
Yeah, yes, that's why, man. It's like now, like I got the 4K TV, and I finally got the 4K player, so I'm like.
Isn't it crazy with the rise of high definition even further, like ultra high def now? Like we're going to 4K and beyond, but some of the most popular and the most expensive physical media for horror films is VHS right now because it makes the kills look more real.
Yeah.
Because that's what's happened with Blu-ray and into 4K is like I love watching the Friday the 13th on Blu-ray, but like you can see the makeup. You can see the discoloration. You watch Dawn of the Dead, you can see it. And like on VHS, you didn't. In VHS, it looked way more convincing.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting to see these 4K Halloween movies. But Dean Cundy, I know.
I bet the first one looked brilliant.
The first 3 are Dean Cundy approved. So yeah, it's saying that he worked on those. So man, I'd maybe pick up at least maybe the first one or something to see. I think maybe the first one would be worth it to pick up for you just to check out that I'll let you know how good the transfer is when
I'll wait till they do the box set, man. Don't worry about it.
They're not. Who knows if they'll do a box set? What they're supposed to be doing is they're supposed to have a slip case, kind of like Creep Show, for all of them. Ooh, yeah, so it's not going to be a regular slip cover. It's supposed to be kind of like a little box set. So they're going a little extra with it. I hope. Somebody said like Tim and Bill and Ted or Creep Show, but Bill and Ted, that's a skinnier box than Creep Show. So I really hope they do the Creep Show.
Creep Show's super thick.
So thick, man. Or at least something in the middle of that, you know. But I really hope they do like Creep Shows. It deserves it, you know. So I don't think we're ever gonna get it. Now that I've seen this, I feel like we're never gonna get a box like Halloween. I was holding out that they were gonna release a Halloween box set after the Halloween series that is out now is like done and over with. But I have a feeling I don't know if it's ever gonna happen.
Well, just remember, 2 years ago we said that we'll never get a Friday the 13th box set.
True.
So.
Yeah, true. You know, with the rights and everything, you never know. But you know, I think this movie Silver Bullet has some cheesy practical effects, but I think it you know, with all the problems that it has, just deep down, you know, it is a fun movie, and if you're a Corey Haim fan, it's definitely worth the watch without a doubt. You know, he's gonna steal the show for you, and you're gonna love him. Just no matter what.
It's not that the practical effects are bad. The practical effects are actually good in this film.
Yeah, no, they're good.
Practical effects are good. It's just the wolf doesn't look very good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
just,
and then
it could have been better.
Yeah, so I think the effects are fine for what they were for its budget, and I also, you know, I mean, I don't know if you want to get into this, but character-wise, like you were talking about Corey Haim, like this is Gary Busey's best fucking role, man. He is so convincing. He is playing an alcoholic uncle who loves his nephew so much, and is trying to, like, some of the conversations between him and his sister, you know, about the son, right?
Yeah.
Like, she's like, don't tell me, you know, you don't know, you just get to come in here and be all cool and blah 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 blah. And you know, I had an uncle like that. Yeah. My Uncle Teddy, R.I.P., you know? And so, like, I understand. Like, I loved my Uncle Teddy. And he was, to me, was the coolest guy. He was such a joker and shit like that. And he cared about every single one of his nieces and nephews. And that love was real, man. And that love is transformative. And that's what happens in this movie, man. I don't know why, if he cares so much about this kid, though, he's going to give him a goddamn death trap for a present that goes like 80 miles an hour down the fucking road.
Yeah. I guess, just something for the kid to live a little, instead of feeling stuck in that chair.
Right? Yeah. I have a family member, my sister, who's in a wheelchair, and that's not a good life. I mean, you make the most of it, but like nobody, you miss out on a lot of stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's cool to see that uncle that like wants to help elevate this kid's experience. Super dope.
Definitely. I really, that like the sister, I get annoyed by her, to be honest. But the freaking, cause I have an uncle, and cause I'm the oldest in my family. So I never really had no one, like it was always just kind of me. I didn't ever have no one to look up to. So my uncle, my mom's brother, he was, we'd play sports together, watch horror movies, just hang out, play video games. So, I get that, unclely love, so that, I love Gary Busey's and Corey Haim's, like, little, connection they got going, and they're just, we ride or die for him, and he decides to be like, oh yeah, I'll believe this little werewolf story you got going on.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I love the Silver Bullet, man. That is a cool freaking bike, man. I tell you, I wanted one of them wheelchairs, one of them motorcycle wheelchairs when I was a kid.
And then he gets the Silver Bullet made. That's a great scene too, when the gunsmith is like, well, it's for a werewolf, right?
Yeah, that's a cool scene, no doubt. I forget, what is it that they melt down for
it's
that?
It's a necklace or some shit, right?
The necklace, that's what I thought. I think it's a necklace his sister gives him, isn't it?
Is it a crucifix or just a necklace?
I think it is a crucifix, I want to say.
It might be like crucifix and a chain.
Yeah. But, for a guy who never really directed anything after, I think it shot very well, and I have a lot of fun with it, and I think, Werewolf could have been better, but I'm sure there was a low budget on this. I doubt that they, you gotta watch some of the special features. They had a lot of problems, I think they were like going back and forth big time on the werewolf stuff, because I think Stephen King was kind of getting like pissed about it being kind of like he wanted something different, but they just weren't like pulling it off completely. And then by the time, production came, like they just kind of had to just go with what they had, so
yeah.
But I it's one of my favorites, and that's a good point you said earlier about it. It's kind of like Salem's Lot, but werewolf, And
it had a budget of $7 million.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so that's a decent amount.
So like, but in it had a bigger budget. It had a bigger budget than American Werewolf in London.
Wow. I wonder how much of that Corey Haim and Gary Busey got, though.
Corey Haim wasn't the name yet, right? He wasn't. This was one of the movies.
Yeah, this was before Lost Boys.
And The Howling had a budget. Oh, that's a damn book. Hold on. What the hell? All right. The Howling had a budget of...
I bet you that one had the least.
I don't know. It just takes me to the damn novel. Where's the fucking movie? I shouldn't. Why am I wearing these sunglasses inside? I can't see shit. All right, I'm gonna look it up. But it astounds me that American Werewolf in London. Here's the thing, though: how much they have to pay Stephen King?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm serious, right? Like, how much you got to pay Stephen King?
Seriously.
Here's the movie. The Howling had a budget of $1.5 million, so it had more money than both of those films, bro.
I knew it. I knew The Howling.
I don't believe it. Then that's crazy. Shame on Silver Bullet.
I almost don't believe Silver Bullet had that much, though. Sometimes I don't believe. Like a lot of that budget may be marketing.
A
Yeah.
lot of that budget may be to pay Stephen King's coke habit. I don't know if he was still doing it at the time or if that was earlier, but you get what I'm saying.
Like, you're right. Sometimes I hear that those numbers can be fibbed.
They can be padded sometimes. Usually they're padded is what they are. Usually it's less. So if the reported budget of The Howling and American Werewolf in London are significantly lower than the Silver Bullet, then it just goes. I mean, I would say that Silver Bullet had a bigger budget though. Out of both of those, out of all three of those, that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
The Howling on 1.6 mil, like, but that's the difference between the guy that directed this film and Joe Landis and Joe Dante.
Exactly.
Like, they could do that. Yeah, and Rick Baker and what's his name? You know, can never remember the dude's name from The Howling that did the practical effects. You know him. What's the dude's name? He was Rick Baker's assistant, remember? And he like took The Howling because Rick had to do American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, no, I can't even fucking think of the name either. Shit. Hold on.
While he's looking that up, what's your favorite werewolf looking? What's your favorite chat? What is the best looking werewolf on film to you? What is it? And if someone wants to say American Werewolf in Paris, sure. CG ass werewolves.
Let's see.
Is it the dude that did Night of the Demons? It's not him. It's somebody else.
Oh, are you saying damn, what's his name? No, I can't even think. It's the one who dated your girl.
Linnea?
I don't see it. Usually he'd be on I don't know. It's not showing on here. Yeah, I know they go into the freaking how
you
they
type it in. It says Rick Baker, but it's not Rick Baker that actually did it. It was his assistant or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. That's what, because I always think Rick Baker too. The guy who did that though, the guy who did Night of the Demons. God, what is it now? Like I'm like having a brain fart on everything. Steve Johnson.
Okay, yeah.
That's who did Night of the Demons. I don't know if I don't think he was his assistant though.
No, this is a different guy. It's credited to Rick Baker. I get that, but there was another person who actually did it.
Yeah, because he left mid-project.
Rob Bottin.
Oh, Rob Bottin, yeah.
Bottin, yeah, that's it. You mention him all the time. That's why I thought you would just know off the.
I know. I like, dude. I'm just like having such like brain farts today, man. I don't know why. Yeah, it's okay. Like I couldn't even think of freaking Steve Johnson's name, and I say that all the time. I'm just like I've been so tired as of
Mary
late.
Death knows what's up.
Robbie P back up in here, my boy. Yeah, Mary Death knows what's up. Dated Linnea. Lucky son of a gun. Friggin' that when he first met her, he was casting her tits.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to go in on this before we get in this Bad Moon, brother? Anything else?
Music's pretty decent in the film.
Yeah, the music. I do like the music.
Yeah,
the music is great, especially when he's riding on the the silver bullet and everything.
Yeah. So that's about it. I mean, I like the film overall. I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff for it. I love that atmosphere. I just love that small town. What's up, Nick? My boy, both my Postolowski brothers up in here. My two homies I grew up with. That might be the first time my boy Nick's up in here.
Nice.
You know me. I just love that small town, freaking tight knit community, where they're just mobbing up to go find this werewolf, and the priest's like, "Don't do this, and they get murked. That shit is so funny. I love that like fog scene. That's another great one.
Yeah,
there's some good stuff in this, no doubt. So I guess we'll do the rating. Anyone who's seen Silver Bullet, put your rating from 1 to 5, slips 1 to 5, you digs or whatever, down below in the chat. Robbie, what are we giving this tonight, my brother?
After long, hard, and deliberate consideration, I'm going to give this one 3.5. I think it's a solid film. It's a fun film. It's a film I'll rewatch. It's a film that I wouldn't mind owning, checking out some special features and just watching it every so often. It's a good staple werewolf film. You know, when you're tired of just watching The Howling and The Wolfman and American Werewolf in London over and over again, you want something different, but usually you get disappointed by werewolf films, I think. Silver Bullet holds up. The werewolf is doofy. Some of the acting is a little too much. The writing is a little too much sometimes. I think there's too much trying to go on in a limited space. And so everything is cranked so up to 11 that there's no nuance in the human emotion. Aside from the heart of the film, which is the story of the kid and his uncle, which you really, really like. And it's an uplifting story. And it feels Spielbergian without being too, like, joyful.
On the nose on it, it does have that vibe.
I like it. I think it's solid. So out of 5, I'm going to give it 3.5.
Hey, that's a solid score. That's a solid score. I'm like right there, honestly. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 though, just because I got huge nostalgia on it. I probably would have been giving it like a 4 or 5 back in the day, but the special features going in and detailing about the bear and everything and how crappy some of the werewolf effects are kind of, took me back. But 4 is definitely great. It's top 5 all day. I mean, there's not a lot of werewolf movies that are that great, but it's one of my all-time favorites. Like, sometimes I almost want to put it above like American Werewolf and The Howling. And so The Howling, I think, is probably, I like The Howling better than American Werewolf. I don't know. It's so hard for me to pick because it's just my favorite like monster genre is werewolves,
I like the wolves and The Howling a lot better because there's more of them too.
Oh yeah.
But I love the makeup effects.
Everyone I feel like says American Werewolf, and I always love The Howling more. The thing is, like, American Werewolf, like, I never was that big of a fan. Like, I feel like I'll sound weird saying it, but I never liked the 4 like legged dog. Like, I always just thought a werewolf is like, he's like half man, half werewolf, or half man, half beast, so he's on his, his hind legs, But I like, though, as I got older, I do like that he is, the way it is in American Werewolf because it's different. It's not just the same thing. But that was just always one thing growing up. I was like, I don't really like it. It's like,
I love American Werewolf in London, and it's more funny.
It is,
and it's also more story, it's also more clean.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's very lit. Like a lot of scenes take place lit, and like Landis did that on purpose. Baker did that on purpose. They're like, we don't want to hide anything in this movie. We want you to see it. It is atmospheric at times, and the makeup on the friend who's constantly decomposing further and further each time, that's amazing. That's brilliant. Like some of the best zombie-ish makeup I've seen outside of Day of the Dead.
Right.
But in The Howling, like the atmosphere that's provided by it's more smoky, it's more hazy, it's more colorful. And the werewolves, there's more of them, and they're up on their hind legs, but they still look like wolves, but like man wolves. And I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
By the way, we're doing both of those films for Horror Fest, so get excited.
Banging on the wooden door when they get locked in.
Yep.
I love that. So funny. So we got 3-5 from Steve. We got 5 with a bullet from Mary Death, and 4 slips from Fable. Slap snap. Phone so hot, show is fire. You're too kind, Jorm. Too kind, my brother. Sort of a non-classic werewolf look. Can still see the man and the wolf. Nicholson's wolf. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Wolf.
Once he completes the transformation, though, it's just an actual wolf, right? That they just filmed. Yeah. But it's all, like they take some time. It's a long transformation, and it takes hours to transform into a fucking wolf. Days.
Hell yeah. But yeah, man, I had a lot of fun with this one, as always, man. It's one of my all-time favorites, and it's if it's one you have not seen, I definitely recommend checking it out, and highly recommend picking up this Scream Factory Blu-ray, no doubt. No doubt. Especially if you're a Corey Haim and Gary Busey fan, it is worth the watch. You'll have a lot of fun, I guarantee that. So next we're gonna do 1996's Bad Moon, one of my other favorites. But I got like a I got like a hardcore love for this movie, man. Just because you guys know I'm a huge dog lover, man. And this movie's got the coolest freaking German Shepherd in this. That's just called Thor. It's actually based off a book. This badass dog, man. He's so cool. Ride or die. Just ready to freaking lay down his life for his family, and I love it so much. It's about single mother and her son, and the son is the kid who played Dennis the Menace, and the Nick Castle one back in the 90s, the one that Nick Castle directed. And it's a good movie. Who is it plays? But it's also the single mother has a brother that comes into town. What the fuck is his name? Michael Pere, who plays the brother. He plays in a bunch of stuff. He actually played in John Carpenter's Village of the Damned, but he's only in it for like the beginning. He plays the guy who gets freaking killed in the truck in the beginning, if you know what I'm talking about, Robbie. I mean, you know who plays the werewolf.
Yeah.
You know who plays the brother in Bad Moon. But yeah, I have so much fun with this movie. It's just so unique, I feel like, with the freaking the dog being like the German Shepherd being the main character. And I was saying this is actually based off a book, Robbie.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to hear what you gotta say because I fucking love this movie so much. The werewolf isn't the greatest either. The transformation is goofy as hell while he's like just straight talking and like you see like the hair coming off. But I love this movie, dude. I love it. Like I almost freaking cry every time the dog jumps out that window at the end, bro. Like he is straight, like he's not playing around, man. He is willing to die to protect his family. And I just respect it so much, man. I love it, dude. Oh man, I miss you guys too. It's been too long since I've been at the P League. My boys even remember my basketball number.
Oh shit.
Robbie though, what did you think? I know this is gonna be controversy, but I got Mary Death backing me up.
I mean,
up in here, man, backing me up.
It's all subjective. This is what I'm gonna say. I don't really like this movie. Okay, so this movie starts and the dude is, like an archaeologist or some shit, right?
Yeah.
And then
I love the way it starts.
It starts and him and his lady go and get it on in the tent, and then the wolf shows up and just immediately you see the wolf and you see death and destruction. And I'm like, bruh, this movie's dope as hell for 96. And then I start hearing this whimsical, semi-charming music playing in the background, almost as if I'm watching Dennis the Menace, and then Dennis the fucking Menace shows up. And then I was like, okay, why is it all of a sudden now going into family movie territory, right?
Yeah.
And not in a way like The Burbs does that, but The Burbs, once again, Joe Dante, he's able to balance this. This movie has no balance for me, okay? It's either a gnarly, visceral werewolf film with, in my opinion, one of the best looking werewolves I've ever seen. I love the look of this werewolf. I freaking love it. They ruin it when they decide for some stupid reason to do a transformation, and they're doing a little bit of old school. They're doing a little bit of old school, and that's fine. That's cool. The dissolves and whatnot. But then, bruh, they got the bright idea in 1996. Yo, let's use CG to do this wolf transformation. So it's just that balloon effect that you're seeing, and it looks so stupid. Like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers has better CG than this film, right? So like, don't use it. You have amazing practical effects. Like, oh my god, like you don't even need that. Anyway,
they show the wolf in like in straight light too in that room, and I was like, damn, they really, so I think the wolf does look really cool. But yeah, the transformation, I always just like kind of
The
like
transformation is so bad, but
I roll my eyes at it every time. Like,
the wolf looks great. That's a dude in a suit with an animatronic head, and I know like 11 years after Silver Bullet, but that I mean, it looks good. It's on the screen right now. It's great. The dog is actually one of the best parts of the film as well. But that's the thing, is it doesn't shy away from being gory, but then all of a sudden it's literally a fucking family movie from the 90s. And it's so freaking odd how it goes from one to the other. Like in the end of the film, and you got Dennis the Menace like doing his shit on his bike, and you even hear the thrilling theme of and I'm like, no, like it loses all of its credibility as far as atmosphere goes when it does those kind of shifts, because there are moments that are legitimately like visceral and gory and brutal. And at first I was like, this is going to be a great movie. And then it just got dumb. It just got so freaking dumb. And it got so repetitive, right? Like, okay, how long am I going to have to keep watching this dog stare at this dude? Like over and over, every fucking scene. Like, we get it. He's a werewolf. The dog knows it. Let's move on. Like,
how can the family find out that he's a werewolf now?
It's just so weird, dude. And like you don't feel a conflict of the wolf, and that's fine. For instance, in say Silver Bullet, where you don't need to because it's painted as a villain. In this one, though, with him being the brother, there should be more of like turmoil. Like, the reason why the best werewolf film of all time is The Wolfman is not because Jack Pierce did the best effects, or it's not just because it's black and white and universal. It's because of Lon Chaney Jr. and the character of Larry Talbot, right? Yes. You miss that. Yeah. There's a lot of opportunity in this movie. There's moments where he wakes up chained to the tree, and you can really start getting into some of that, but he doesn't feel regret. He wants to kill the dog, then he wants to kill the kid. Like, it's so freaking weird. Is he family? Is he the villain? And is it a horror movie? Is it a family movie? And they can't quite. What's the market for this film? Do you get what I'm saying? With the way the movie starts, you got sex, nudity, and gory ass violence, right? In the very opening of this film.
Yeah.
So what's the movie for? Why is Dennis the Menace in here? Why has it got this like charming ass 90s like hocus pocus type score? Like it feels almost like it's. You get what I'm saying?
They don't know what they're. It's like they can't pick what they're trying to do.
Yeah, just do one or the other, right? Yeah. And I think they would have been a little bit better. The mom's fine. She's fine, but like I said, it just gets repetitive because it's just these three damn characters and then the dog. Mm-hmm. And it's just this fucking never-ending cycle of like, duh, 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 duh. And then you get to the transformation, and then I'm like, I'm fucking done. I don't even give a shit how this movie ends anymore, because it started so gnarly. I was thought I was in for like the shit. And then it becomes a fucking Air Bud movie, bro. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, it starts so good. That's it has that tone. The tone just switches so much, and if they would have just kept the tone how it is, like the same from the beginning to the end, I think it would have been one of my all-time favorite. Like, it might have been it might be number one, honestly. Like, no joke. I love this movie no matter what. I totally understand exactly what you're saying. Without a doubt, I can see the flaws. I know it's not perfect, but if it could have kept that tone, like, stuck with the tone it has in the beginning, it would have been incredible, because they go for it, like, from the beginning, and then once they bring the Dennis the Menace kid, it becomes, like freaking little, like, kitty, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You said it way better than I did. But I totally get what you mean. I love the stuff with the dog, though. I do wish the brother, because like you could tell he's feeling bad, like he doesn't really want to go there because he doesn't want to endanger the sister and the son, but he goes anyways. And then
And is that dude's last name Toretto? Because how much does he like family?
Yeah. Family. Oh my God.
Who cares about the werewolf when you got family?
I've tried everything, but maybe the love of my family will save me.
Bruh.
Shut the fuck up.
That is not how you're going to cure yourself from being a fucking werewolf. Way. And if you gave a shit about those people at all, you would get your Airstream out that fucking shit, like, super quick. Like,
super quick.
And at first, yeah, he's trying to stay away, but he comes like it's just this movie didn't know what the fuck it's trying to do, man. It's trying to be this family movie, but it's obviously not a family-friendly movie. No. It would have been a family-friendly movie in our households. You know what I'm saying? But like what is the market for this film? Who were they expecting to watch this? Like it just boggles my fucking mind. In 1996, especially. Like I don't know. Yeah. Such a weird fucking stretch, bro. Such a weird stretch.
Yeah. I see me, man. It's really like if you take the dog out of the movie, the German Shepherd, like I wouldn't really probably like the movie nearly like as much at all. I do like Michael Pare. I think he's great. I do really like him, but he's like just like I said, he's like conflicted, and it's like he's smart and then he's dumb as fuck. You know what I mean? It's like they just didn't know what they were doing at times. I feel like they couldn't make up their mind, or they're just coming up with shit on the spot of the day. You know what I mean? A big thing though that's different from a lot of the werewolf movies is because he's talking to the kid and he's watching something, and I forget he's saying they bring up that only he can change when the full moon comes out, and they're
watching Werewolf of London, the original Werewolf of London. Which I love that. Yeah, I love that they do that instead of like Wolfman, because that's been done. You know, so it was cool to see Werewolf of London.
Yeah, and basically
the first werewolf film. So
yeah, oh yeah, that's a good one, no doubt.
It was a herb and shit, right? There's the herb involved and all that.
Yeah.
Blossoms on the full moon or some shit. I don't
know. But what was it? So the uncle basically says, or Michael Pare says that that's a little bit of bullshit, that maybe they just change every night. So in this, he changes no matter what the moon is, it doesn't matter what happens. He changes every single night. So that damn dog is waiting by his freaking, what is it called again? What he stays in?
An Airstream.
An Airstream.
Yeah. And I'm like, how the fuck did you get that up there? Like there's this perfectly placed area for it, and then I was like, first of all, how did he even get to the damn lake? Because he has no car. Did you notice that? And you got a trail that I don't know. Airstreams seem very claustrophobic too, man. I just don't know.
Oh yeah,
they were super popular back in the day, though. I think they're more spacious than they should be. I don't know.
They're probably nowadays. They're probably more spacious.
Well, I think nowadays, you got those crazy ass RVs now where you basically got a house on wheels.
Right. Seriously. But yeah, so like the dog will be waiting outside for him, and he's gonna go do his late night run to basically go tie him to, chain himself to a fucking tree, and he just like stands there and he's like looking like the moon's coming up, or it's getting late, and it's like, dude, just go, or you know what I'm saying? It's like what and then he kind of like the wolf kind of starts coming out into his human side, where the dog pisses on his Airstream or his, on his trailer, and then fucking he starts like pissing on the doghouse after. Like he starts.
The only time you see that doghouse, by the way, you never see the dog using a doghouse. Never.
Just needed to be there to piss on him.
I just wish there was a moment where the mom would have walked out while the dude was pissing on the doghouse.
What are you doing? What the fuck? I do love in the very beginning, after, when they're introducing the family, and you got the Flopsy or whatever, and he comes in, and he's supposed to be a salesman, and he's like opening his briefcase, and he's like clicking it right in front of the dog. And then, because he's one of these guys that's trying to have the dog attack him so that he could sue him.
Yeah.
And he like raises his hand, and the dog just jumps on him, and he like gets up, and he's like, he bit me. He's like, you want to put your dog on a leash, lady? Like, jeez. And like after he jumps on him, doesn't touch him, but he just scares the shit out of him. And he's like, it bit me. And she's like, where? Let me see. And he's like, nah, he's like, I'm suing, lady. I'm suing. I always crack up to that, and she's like,
I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
And that was the moment he realized that he had fucked up.
Yeah.
But then he comes back.
Yeah.
He
Oh
comes
my
back,
god.
and dude, his death, like
Full circle.
all of the deaths, all the wolf stuff, aside from the transformation,
Yeah.
is dope.
Great.
But it's
great.
everything else that just is like so grating to me, man. It like, and the thing that pisses me off the most is that I love that wolf and I love those kills so much. I will watch this fucking movie again at some point. But
did you watch
I don't
it
like it. No, I watched this one on my own.
Okay.
But I love, if this movie could have been something. And I don't get it. I would understand if they were like, well, we didn't want to commit to something being really gory and violent and bloody because it's 1996, and I would understand that, right? But that's not it. They were committed to that. So, like, what? Explain the rest of the fucking vibe of the movie then. I don't get it. They're trying to make, I mean, I keep saying Dennis the Menace because it fits, but like, another one is fucking, what were those kids? Little Rascals. This is like, you know, this has a tone of a Little Rascals, a Rookie of the Year, a fucking Sandlot. Like, you know, some of those are great movies. Rookie of the Year is great. Sandlot's one is the best movie about baseball there is. But that's not the tone you go for with a fucking werewolf movie. That's this goddamn raw at times, man. It's so weird. It just blows my mind. Who made this fucking movie, man? It's so weird.
Did you see Mary Dead? He's like, I'm dead. He said, Air Bud.
It is, man. I mean, it's serious, man. It's like Turner and Hooch half the fucking time, but it's the fucking kid. You see, they're remaking Turner and Hooch as a fucking Disney Plus show. Is nothing sacred anymore? Really? Nothing is sacred. God damn it!
It says directed and written for the screen and directed.
Eric Red, right?
Red. Yeah.
Eric Red. Yeah, that sounds like a fake fucking name. That sounds like someone who didn't even want to put their fucking name on this project, bro. Eric the Red. This sounds like a fake ass name, bro. What else this dude do? Watch him. He did the Little Rascals.
Yeah.
I'm just I don't know. It feels like I know these 90s movies because I'm the oldest out of 6, and I'm the oldest by 6 years. So like they were all very younger than me when I was a little bit older and had to watch a lot of this kind of shit on family video night before they went to bed and we got to watch the horror films. So I mean, it just feels.
He wrote Near Dark.
This is that guy. This was Catherine Bigelow's partner on Near Dark.
This is the what's that girl's name who directed it?
Catherine Bigelow.
This is her partner. They did Undertow first. They did a couple movies together, and she did Undertow with him, and then he directed Undertow, I think, and then she got to direct
Near Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he did this one without her. And look what happened.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's something, though.
I mean, I'm not trying to hate on the movie. I think it's got its merits. It's trying to place itself in a real, it's a fucking square peg trying to fit in a round hole, basically. If that makes sense.
Blue Steel. Body parts with, what's his name?
I remember that VHS cover.
Jeff Fahey.
Yeah.
And then The Hitcher. Night of the Wild. What's that? That looks like a freaking werewolf movie.
I think Catherine had a better career.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it's a Cohen and Tate. I've never seen that movie. But The Hitcher, I know, is supposed to be really good. I don't know if I've seen that.
I've seen The Hitcher, I think.
I mean, Undertow, I think, is probably not really so good. It's been so long since I've seen that. I know some people do like Blue Steel. Near Dark and The Hitcher and Bad Moon and Body Parts is good. I mean, he had nothing of a career like Catherine Bigelow. I'll tell you that.
And I'm not trying to throw shade on him. I
love this movie.
What were they trying?
I love this movie.
So, like, Near Dark is a blending of horror and Western and romance. So, were they trying to blend? Was he legitimately like, I'm going to make a '90s family film, but it's going to be this werewolf thing?
Maybe.
But it's just. I don't
have a crazy sex scene in the very beginning.
Bruh, like you set up a promise, right? There's a rule in screenwriting: don't show a gun in Act 1 that doesn't fire in Act 3.
Yeah.
And they showed some shit that didn't fire.
That you ain't lying. I love that beginning scene, that beginning intro too. So good.
It's better than The Howling 2.
Yeah.
But I still would rather watch The Howling 2.
Really?
Well, there's way more nudity in that one.
Yeah.
There's way more nudity in that one too.
That's true. That girl is hot in this one though. Even though it's only for one freaking scene.
Oh, we're just kidding. We're just joking about all that, guys.
Bad Moon.
I'm trying to view it from the Bueller scale as well. You know what I'm saying?
It's like charming and a bit sloppy, poor man's gifts. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. Was it that was Bad Moon direct to video? I don't know, but I love it, man. I have so much fun with it. I get it has its it has the different tone switches. Maybe if I didn't love Dennis the Menace as much, I would like be a little bit more harsh on it. But I like, because when I see the kid, that's all I can think is just Dennis the Menace, you know?
Oh yeah.
And they really they show, it's like they go back and forth a little bit to like the family, but it's really about the dog and the brother. I feel like the dog just freaking seeking this fucker out,
Yeah, but that's a 10-page story spread out over 200. Like it's just it's a weird stretch, man.
I could stretch it out, Joram. It's like a Jason movie in the beginning.
It's gnarly, and I loved it at first because, other movies like Silver Bullet for good reason, but they always hold off on revealing the wolf. They were like, nah, boom,
yeah,
here you go. And I was like, bruh. Oh, honestly, the opening of the film's the best part of the film, and that's a bad thing. It's like that's not your best scene. Shouldn't be the opening scene because that means it's just. I just felt like this was a perpetual to be honest, because I love animals, the animal bit was fine. But then there's some moments where I'm like, this dog is dead, bro. This dog, there's no way this dog's alive anymore, man. I'm sorry.
What about
yeah.
I was gonna say, what about the ending with the dog where she's having the nightmare?
You got to refresh my memory. What are we talking about now?
So it's after everything, and he's all the dog's all wrapped up, everything. It's supposed to be the happy ending, and she's sitting on the couch or whatever, and they're just playing, and the dog's laying on her or whatever, and then he just turns into a werewolf basically.
Oh yeah, the dream is it a dream sequence, right?
It's a dream sequence, yeah. Because you think he got scratched up and stuff by the dog, would he become a werewolf, or how does that work,
Would he become a dog man?
Yeah.
He just gets up and, hey, let's have a beer.
Let me see if I could find a freaking picture of that.
I don't know, man. This one is
1 second.
Yeah, this movie is. I wish we could take the werewolf and the gore from this one and put it in Silver Bullet, and take the Silver Bullet wolf and bring it into here, and then I'd feel a lot better about life.
Oh yeah. Okay, here it is. Are you seeing that?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
only
yeah,
for
yeah.
a second. It looks for the beast dog.
Yeah, the effects in this movie look amazing, I think. The wolf itself just looks freaking badass. Look at that. I mean, that's amazing.
It reminds me of The Howling, definitely.
Yeah, but even more refined.
Yeah.
The animatronics are way more detailed. I mean, you got 15, 16 years of development.
I like the snout on it and everything. It looks more, the face looks way better.
Yep.
The Howling,
the body looks good too, man.
It does. It doesn't look too skinny,
Yeah. Doesn't look like a skinny bear.
Yeah. I love it though. But I can totally agree with everything you say about the tone switches, because I think it would be an even better movie. I really think The Saving Grace is I love the movie, but I think The Saving Grace is me being a huge dog lover, because if you're not a big animal lover, you might not really, it might be a piece of shit to you, or maybe not a piece of shit. It's not that bad, but it's just not for me, man. It just really gets to me, man. I love like the dog in it, man. Like I don't know, I just love it. And then I don't mind the Dennis the Menace character. The mom is like the weakest in my opinion. The brother is, I think the brother's good as the villain, But I wish that if it stayed at that same tone that it started with in the beginning, I think it would have been really, really good,
Yeah.
If anyone else has anything though they like to mention, or they thought was awesome, throw that shit down in the chat, y'all. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Robbie? I think the music's not too bad in it.
I don't like the music. The music's one of the things I think that hurts this film, because the music is responsible for that tone shift. Like and I mean, it's going along.
Like that, it makes you feel like you're in a freaking, like family.
Yeah, and it's like
I like the music when it's got that in the beginning. It's really good.
That works for certain things, like say The Burbs, or even the Addams Family movies, or even like what we Head of the Family, like even something like that. It works, but it doesn't work for this because the tone isn't there, and it's just I don't know. So the music, I can't fault the music. The music is fine for what it is. Like if you just listen to it on its own as a score, it'd be interesting, but it'd be weird how it goes from like such like joyfulness to like such like darker kind of foreboding music.
Yeah,
that's one of the biggest things.
As
soon as it cuts to like the look of the mountains and the trees, and it's playing this, it's like, oh my, what are you doing? This movie wore me out, man, a little bit. The music's okay for what it is. I guess he was doing what was. It's hard. It's got to be hard to compose a score for a movie that's trying to switch tones like that, and there's not a thread to pull it together. You got to be the thread, and I just don't think it worked. I was even trying to pay attention to see if there were certain elements that I don't even think it was a very complex score. I think it was pretty by the numbers.
It's not.
It may have even been
way better.
It may have actually even been not written for it. I don't know. I mean, maybe it was. It may have just been like house music or some shit like that.
I never actually got to watch any of because this one, it had this Scream Factory. It has a director's cut approved by Eric Red, which I don't think I ever seen. I threw it on though, for this. So technically, I've always just seen the theatrical cut. So I want to watch them both to see what the difference is.
Bro, I want to see a director's cut. I would be interested in seeing a director's cut. Maybe there's a little bit more. Maybe they cut out some of the intense stuff.
That's what
in the movie.
I don't know. That it doesn't say either. It just says 79 minutes. So I'm wondering what the difference is. How many minutes of difference there is from the director.
I cannot imagine a director wanting to make a movie that was super gnarly for like a third of it, and then just family friendly for like the next 2/3. I just there's something, and I know this is the easiest thing to cry, studio interference, especially if it was like this was not a big movie. It was not a big release. It probably was like
I think it was direct to video,
But like, it almost feels like it does feel like too many cooks in the kitchen. But I can't verify that. So I don't want to blame it on anything like that. It's just the movie has its merits. So if people that like this movie, I understand, especially if you watched this movie back then in '96, I would have been like 15. So like, maybe I don't know if I would have liked it, but if I would have been like 10, I would have liked this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I have fun.
But I wouldn't have been allowed to watch most of it.
This one has on the director's cut. It has an audio commentary too with the director and some interviews with Eric.
What's the running time difference between the director's cut?
It doesn't say. That's what I was like. Wow, that's weird.
I watched it on Tubi. So, and I also had commercials too. So that didn't.
Yeah, it's weird. It usually will say, but let's get into the rating on this, brother. I think we spoke on it enough. I got a couple things to show you.
Yeah, well, hold on, real quick. So,
you got something else to say?
Well, first of all, the movie is only an hour and 20 minutes, so it is very short. Like I did forget that, but like it is very, very short.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to see what I can find. So yeah, it's super short. Let me see if I can figure out the director's cut time. Because that seems like maybe there's a lot of movie missing, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I can't find anything about this right now, so we'll just move on.
They don't want you.
Well, you're watching it right now, the director's cut?
No, I had it. It's over now. It was playing. I'd have to sit down and really watch it, bro, because I'd have to watch the theatrical and then watch the director's.
Gotcha.
To be honest, like I bet you it's a couple minutes at most. You know what I'm saying? It's never like much.
You would like to think maybe there's 15 minutes that make this a badass movie, but it's probably you're right. You're probably right.
So anyone though that has seen
oh my god,
throw your rating down
it's
below.
25 seconds of footage from the movie's climatic scene.
Maybe you're right. You're probably right. It is an hour and 19, and the director's cut is an hour and 20.
Yeah, it said that some of the gore had to be trimmed for an R rating.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. It's just the gore. It's just additional gore.
Wow. Goofy. All right, let's get into the rating. What are you thinking on this, my brother?
2.5. 2.5. Yeah, 2.5.
Oh my god.
I think that's being generous because I think it's being generous because
it's a 5 out of 10. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's mediocre. It's average. It's okay.
Sometimes we like say like 2.5. We're like, what? But that's a 5 out of 10. That's not.
Yeah, I get it. It's just okay. It's like, to me, like average is 3. So this is below average for me.
Okay.
Because there are moments that are really good and then moments that are really bad, and they clash and they don't make a fun, enjoyable experience for me. Especially even a movie that short shouldn't feel like a chore to get through, and I felt like that in this movie. It had a charm to it, but I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunity in this film, so I'm going to give it 2.5. I don't really want to talk too much shit about it, so 2.5. Piston on the doghouse.
Oh, and I forgot to say Big Herm in the building.
Hey, Big Herm.
So, Steve gave it a 4. Mary Death gave it 4.5, I believe. Yeah, I'm gonna give it I'm gonna say maybe, I guess, 3.5. I want to give it a 4, but I like Silver Bullet a little bit more, and Silver Bullet is better movie in my opinion. But I do love them both. 3.5. There's a lot of stuff I love. I love the dog Thor. I love the werewolf in this. And this is one I will rewatch all the time. I have a lot of fun with it, but not as much as I do with Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet just hits me a little bit harder, even though I do almost tear up every time watching the end of this.
Both of these, and this is probably unintentional by you, both of these are about a boy and his uncle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
that was totally unintentional.
What tells the better story? It's Silver Bullet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
All right. Well, that concludes the review. We're about to do show and tell, brother. Fable gave it a 3. Hey, but that's an average score of, what is that? 4.69, dude.
Yeah.
69 all the way.
Nice.
What you got for me tonight, brother?
Let's see. First of all, there's that Stranger is Watching movie.
Nice.
That just released. Sean Cunningham. Pre-Friday the 13th, I believe, right?
I believe, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, pretty sure it is. I can't really see because I decided to wear sunglasses, but I'm excited to check it out. So there you go. Got the hookup from Mike, one of my favorite VHS covers ever.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That's
Evil
sweet,
Dead 2 on VHS, baby.
That's sweet. I actually, next week, I'll show, I got some of my Universal, once I get my desk in, I'll show you, I got some, of the classic Universal Monster VHS tapes.
Nice.
You'll love to see those. I got the Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein.
Yeah. All right. So now I'm going top 5 werewolf films in my collection.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and say honorable mention to Curse of the Werewolf. I don't own that yet.
I gotta get that one.
So Curse of the Werewolf should be on here. But We'll go number 5, A Ginger Snaps.
Nice, dude. I'm so happy that you like.
I like this film. I like the film. I like the subtext.
You never saw it either until I
had
told
never
you
seen
about
it.
that.
Yeah.
Did you know about it?
I knew of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew of it, but I had never seen it until recently. Number 4, Teen Wolf.
Hell yeah.
With the Slip Baby. Teen Wolf's a great film. You know, this is a movie that has clashing tones, you know, but it leans more heavy into one. And that's when that's how it works. Because this is more of a comedy and a teenage drama than it is a horror film. It's not a horror film at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a werewolf film. So there you go. Bro, come on. The Howling.
Oh, yeah.
Great film. Great film. We talked about that a lot.
Yes, sir.
Finally got the Arrow of American Werewolf in London.
I love that. Yeah, that's a great release.
Does it got a reversible? Yeah, it does.
I love that cover. So I couldn't debate.
I like both covers too. Notice really how much though that wolf looks like the Bad Moon Wolf. Yeah. Bad Moon does do a good job of giving us a werewolf that is like the American Werewolf in London one standing up. Yeah. Right? And then the absolute best werewolf film of all time.
Oh yeah. I got that. That was I got that same copy, the one I got from my Jiddu.
I've got the the Universal set with the main movies, but I don't have the set with all the movies, and that's what I want. So that's why I'm keeping these. Plus, I would just keep keeping these because they don't really do Blu-rays like they used to do DVDs. This is a beautiful set, bro.
It's like gorgeous.
Like everything about it. It's like
that's why I still have mine.
And then it's such a beautiful.
I actually have it somewhere.
Like effect.
Here. I'm not.
I just love it. So yeah,
that was the only one I have on like that. I don't know. I never got the rest. That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got tonight, man.
Great show and tell, brother. I got a little bit of, I got a few things. I actually got to wrap up. I gotta go freaking pick up my brother. But my uncle actually hooked me up and gave me this for a little late birthday present. You know, nice. I haven't seen him in a while, and really happy to get this. Got the cool,
That's dope. I still want. I don't have a Pennywise, and I don't want the new Pennywise. I want the old.
That one's better. The deep ones, H.P. Lovecraft's. This actually has Kelly Maroney. He also gave me this. He says it's not really a good movie, but
Kelly Maroney's in that.
Yeah.
What year is it from?
It's new. It's
Oh, cool.
It's newer. I don't know exactly. It doesn't say what year.
Let me know what you think about it.
Yeah, it doesn't say. Usually they say like a year on the back. It's somewhat newer, but you could tell like it's cheap. It's a little bit cheaper. But Kelly Maroney's in it. My uncle actually said she sucked in it. So, but me and him have been talking about H.P. Lovecraft a lot. So, and he's been getting a big kick on that. So it was just something he saw at the store and picked it up. Said it was okay, but he just wanted to pass it along so I could watch it. Horror, I got this last week. Come on now. Haven't really read through it yet, but
is that a new issue?
Yep, it's just.
Man, I haven't gotten that one yet.
I just got it last week. I was going to show last week, but I didn't do the show, but I had to get that for Hatchet. And these are going to be courtesy of my boy Dope Comics. So thank you, my brother. Hooked me up with the Creeps. This is very appropriate for our selection tonight. He sent me a little AOK of some comics, and I know what they are, and it worked perfect. Even though we had full moon, and my boy sent me a werewolf run called Ferals.
I remember that one. Okay.
I don't know. I've never read it, but some cool covers.
There's a really good werewolf book by Michael Morisi and Tim Daniel called Curse, if you've ever read it. It's really good.
Oh, no. I don't think so. I'll have to check that out. Sorry, I'm going a little quick, but I gotta wrap up. My fucking brother keeps texting me. But I am so excited to read this. I mean, these covers look crazy, and he's a huge horror fan like us, man. So it's he he always finds a lot of these, cool indie titles. So I'm very excited to check this out. And it's funny how the full moon and everything just lined up. So 18 issues of Feral, and I'm really excited to check out that issue of Creeps. So thank you again, Dope Comics. Shout out my boy Dope. Fucking love you, brother. You are always too kind to me. And I got a couple Blu-rays. I got my Dead Zone. Really excited to finally check this out. Got a little 2020 scan from the original negative. This came in from Vestron, The Wraith with Charlie Sheen. I threw this on a little bit. I don't know, but I gotta put it back on and finish it. It seemed okay so far. Doesn't really seem like a horror movie. I remember this though when I was a kid, liking it more. But it just, I don't know. I gotta watch the rest of it, because from what I was seeing, it didn't seem like that big of a horror movie. But who knows? I finally freaking got it. Took like a couple months, but Robert Englund's Phantom of the Opera. This is back in print, Robbie. So pick it up. Thing is, I grabbed it because I grabbed it when it was out of print, and it took months, and then it got back in print, and now I finally got it, because I was gonna grab like an extra copy to freaking sell for like $60, but. Yeah, Creeps magazine. I hear the people that do. Oh, dang it. Yeah, my birthday was a couple months ago. I just hadn't seen my uncle. And last but not least, I went out and I saw a review on this steel book, and I heard it had some really good special features on it. Even though the movie I was a little mixed on. I'm starting to like it a little bit more, but the twist still I just not. But I own them all on Blu-ray, so I had to get it for the collection. And I really just like this steelbook. I kind of probably shouldn't have got it, but the big reason was there's an audio commentary. There's 2 audio commentaries, and then there's like a big documentary on here that's like over an hour long about the making of it and everything. So I snagged it up, I thought it was a cool steelbook, though.
Yeah, it's nice.
I like the colors. Let's see.
Cool.
So, there's definitely better Saw movies, but I needed it for the collection, so whatever.
Yeah, man, if you got them all, you gotta have them all.
Yeah, but I figure I'll never be able to get it because it's a Best Buy exclusive. So if I was gonna get it, I get it now. But and the regular one was like, that's $2 more. So I was like, I'll get the one that I like for $2 more, But yeah. I probably could have waited, but that's what I got. Dude, thank everyone for hanging out tonight. Fucking love you. You guys are the best. So sorry we missed last week. As you see, my set is a little bit different, and it will be different next week because I finally got a desk coming. So I got a new bed house, clearing everything out. Next week, we will be doing there's 2. I know. I can't remember. I know we were talking about the Blob, or say it for me. The Blob.
I don't know what one we're doing.
We don't.
Here.
No. 2. It was the Blob and something else.
Well, we were talking about Creep Show, and I was like, I don't have the Blob
Okay,
yet.
We're doing Creep Show next week, guys.
It's Creep Show.
Okay. I think we were gonna do the Blob after, but we'll talk about that later. Well, because I know if you don't have that, we'll figure it out. But we were doing Creep Show next week, so hell yeah.
The first Creep Show movie.
Oh my god, yo! I'm so hyped for that, bro. That's gonna be so much fun. So make sure y'all do your homework. We ain't playing around, It was great to be back. You guys are so awesome. Thank you everyone who came out. Mike, what's up, my brother? Joram, Fable, Big Herm, Mary Death, TM, Agu, freaking my man Kevin, everyone that hung out like all night, 62, Toby, my man Link, freaking let's see, Steve, who else? All y'all that hung out all night, you guys are the best, man. I love you guys so much. Rob, my boy Nick, I know they're probably gone, but everyone that hung out all night, you guys are the best. This show would be nothing without people like you, man, that just come and support us every week through and through. Cerebros, Chamorro, let's see, Gary B, thanks for subbing up too earlier. I saw that. I don't know how to say his name. Ariga, or the art chemist. You could say that name for me, Robbie, because I fucked it up. And that's it. I mean, anyone else who I might have missed, sorry, but it won't let me go any higher on the comments. Thank you all so much. Remember, Creep Show and Station, my brothers. You guys all have a great week, rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next week. Do your homework, y'all. Do that homework.